This Airsoft GITV episode is brought to you in part by G&G Armament, Condor Outdoor, and Echo One USA. How's it going, GITV? My name is Tim. Today we're going to start a brand new how-to tech series on GITV. Pretty much since the start of GITV, we've been getting numerous requests on how do I install this onto my gun? How do I do this? Does this work with this gun? Well, these prayers are now being answered. I've worked out a schedule with Frank where he can come into the studio and teach us how to install the most popular and most requested accessories right here in front of you, only at Airsoft GITV. Now, since this is the first episode of the series, we're going to start it off with something easy so we can get a feel for the format on how we want to film and how we want to compile these videos together. So, we're going to start off with the M4A1. If this looks like your gun, you should really pay attention because although this gun looks great and performs very well, it has the potential to be much, much more. Frank is going to walk us through how to install this, the Echo One CQB RIS onto the M4A1. It's a very affordable and very effective rail system option for this gun. What's up, GITV? This is just a quick reminder to always have fun when you're playing Airsoft, but be safe, use common sense, and follow the law. Do not take your Airsoft guns out in public, especially not to school. You don't want to be the one that gets Airsoft banned for everybody, now do you?
Right. What's up? My name is Frank. Let's get started with the install. First thing you need to do, remove the handguards. Okay, your next step basically will be to identify what kind of delta ring you have. Now, to install this RIS system, you need to have a delta ring that's similar to a real firearm. So, what it is you're going to be looking for a delta ring that looks similar like this. If I push it forward, you're going to see it has the little teeth here. That's how the delta ring is actually going to kind of secure and keep from spinning too much. So, make sure you do have this kind of delta ring before you install this RIS unit. Okay, next thing you need to do is identify your fuse. Luckily, the G&G Airsoft gun has this fuse holder small enough to fit under the RIS. Okay, a lot of times you're going to find a big old capsule not always going to fit, so you're going to have to delete the fuse at that point. Alright, so let's go ahead with the RIS install. And the tools that you would need in this case, hammer or a mallet, make sure it's rubber, and a 2mm Allen head, Allen screwdriver, because you have two grub screws here you might have to loosen or tighten to adjust the length of the barrel. Now G&G does have a two-piece barrel here, so it does allow for RIS units to go on a little easier. So first, take your top half, and you're going to line the fuse up along the gas tube. Okay, you're going to just kind of work these wires up along the top there. And you're going to poke your connector through one of the holes in the RIS unit. Okay, front half in first into the handguard ring. And you're going to pull back on the delta ring. And you're going to seat the back side of the RIS unit. Make sure that if you do have a G&G that the ring on the fuse holder is sitting in one of the holes here so your RIS can actually secure correctly. See, you have your wire here for the peg box because you no longer have the space to insert a battery once you install the RIS unit. Then you take the bottom half. Remember, front end first, pull back on the delta ring, just clamp down on it. Make sure everything is in place. And if you see little seams, little cracks here, doesn't look quite as even, that's when the trusty hammer comes in place. Just give it a couple light taps, make sure it seats in properly. Okay, and there you go, your finished product. M4 RIS.
Well, there you have it. The installation for the Echo One CQB RIS literally only takes about 5 minutes, and you don't technically need any tools. but it is handy to have that rubber mallet and 2mm driver close at hand, just in case. Now it should be noted that this is a combat machine GR16, but even if you don't have this exact gun, the installation instructions will be the same as long as you have that railgun style delta ring. Now if you're digging how this gun looks, which you should because it looks awesome, not that it didn't before, but now it just looks a little better and it has much more upgrade potential. You can find a link to it in this video's description. This has been the first episode of the How-To Tech session of GITV. Thanks for watching.
What? What?
Why did you move the camera?
I was leaning on it.
God, Bob, I can't take you anywhere.
This is why we can't have nice things. That was louder than I thought it'd be.
Heretic?
Heretic? Oh yeah, it's a Warhammer 40K novel.
Yeah, well, Bob can't do everything wrong.
But most things.
Okay.
So,
That'll be fine. Here, take this while you take a poop.
thank you. That's the point.